as the rear steps out when we're chasing Eagle. Hello everyone, my name is Tijan and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today we are league racing around Brazil for the 19th round of this championship. And that means that including this one, there's only 4 rounds to go. So it's really going to matter every point now that we score, because we are very close battling Braver Container for 4th or 3rd place even in this championship. And after having a disastrous final stint in USA last time out, I would really like to score some big points over Braver Container to extend the gap in the championship, because right now it is, I believe, 16 points, 16 point gap. And if he gets on the podium, that gap is easily reduced to 5 points or something. Also guys, the support on the last 2 videos has been amazing. I really want to thank you all for supporting me in that way. And I really hope you guys can keep that up, so that when the time comes for F1 22, I can really start pushing out more content for you guys. So once again, thank you guys, and let's head into qualifying right now. Unfortunately, as we've been used to for the past couple of races, once again we are only with 14 this time round. So that means we can skip through qualifying 1. So I only set a valid lap time under 2 minutes on a set of soft tires. So let's head straight to qualifying 2. So here we are now in Q2, and we've just set a purposely invalid banker lap on the set of softs I used in Q1, just to get a delta reference for this medium run we'll now be doing. And because we were so little people, something very interesting came up, and I was discussing this with my teammate. We were thinking it is not necessarily bad to get knocked out of Q2 and start the race on a fresh set of medium tires, compared to guys starting on an old set and having to pit earlier for softs, so we can go on fresher softs near the end of the race. So that was the game plan. We were aiming for around P10, P11. Getting through wasn't a bad thing either. But going into turn 1 now, the Senez, it's a beautiful complex of corners. We're going a little bit too tight, but we keep it clean, we keep it neat. No invalidations, although we are a few tenths down on our banker time already. Because those old softs were still very, very fast compared to these new mediums, as we now go into turn 4, where we saw Max Verstappen push wide Lewis Hamilton. Luckily we don't go wide, we keep it valid as we now climb up the hill. Going into the fast right-hander is a very tricky corner to get right. You can run very wide or spin up your rear tires and lose the rear, but we keep it valid. And we keep it quite decent through here, so we have a McLaren up ahead. Let's hope he gets out of the way in time for us and doesn't slow us down. Now going into this right-hander, we're coming to the end of the lap now, and the McLaren is still there. Luckily he moves out of the way and he doesn't slow us down as we're now getting ready for the final corner. The exit out of here is very important as it moves you onto the start finish straight. We have a couple of corners to go, but those are all flat. This left-hander, where we saw Max Verstappen lose the rear in the wet in 2016, but we keep it clean up to the line. What is it going to be? Where are we going to finish? It is P7 for now. But by the time we go to the end of the session, unfortunately, well, I say unfortunately, it is P12. Meaning we won't make an appearance in Q3, but we will be able to start the race on fresh medium tires. And then go to fresh softs at the end of the race as well. So here we are now on the grid, and we're having a look at our strategy. And as you can see, we changed the strategy to mediums to softs. We lowered the fuel in a bit as well. But as you can see, it is going to be raining at the 6th icon. So that might throw a spanner into the works as we line up onto the grid at the end of the formation lap. The medium tire was definitely the right choice, but we'll have to see how the soft stint will go, as there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go. It was a short hold this time and we get a decent start. And we move to the outside straight away for turn 1. I think that's a better line to take through there. But we have to brake quite early as Cross Carry goes onto the grass. And we have to watch out because Cross Carry is slow on the inside, and instead we run wide out of turn 2, and that gives Pazuzu, our teammate, and medium tire the opportunity to go round the outside, and we have dropped to last. So not really the start I would have wanted, but luckily we haven't lost our wing, so that is good. As we now go back up the inside of our teammate, no, we decide to back out. No point in battling this early, especially with our teammate, as we have Fruit Boy on the left hand side onto the grass. Our championship contender has dropped down to last place as we now overtake Pazuzu. And we already have our first warning for track limits, as I tried to avoid Pazuzu on the outside. We had to cut the inside as Cross Carry and medium tire collide. Also Turbo Typhon on his debut spins out on the same corner, and we have gone from 14th to 11th in the span of probably a corner there. And hopefully we can settle into this race now after this crazy opening lap to the race, where we dropped from 12th to 14th and then got back up to 11th. So we end this lap in P11 and we pretty much settled into the race now. And now we move on to lap 3, the start of lap 3 to be exact, as we are now very close to Blazer Guns. He's been overtaken by Medium Tire, and we are set to overtake him pretty soon as he tries to have a look at Medium Tire. I believe they make some contact. Blazer Guns is very slow through the corner, and we try to go round the outside of him. Very close together, making a little bit of contact, wheel banging, going into the fast right-hander. Do we edge ahead? Yes, we do. And that is the move done, and we're now up into the points already on lap 3. And remember the weather, I'm going to ask Jeff.
Rain is forecast in just over 10 minutes time. Rain in 10 minutes. Dries seem like the best tyre for now.
Rain is going to hit the track in only 10 minutes time. That is even earlier than the strategy predicted. And this is going to be very interesting for this race, as Medium Tire there spins out of the first corner. And that is us up into P9 now. And you can see there on the bottom of your screen, RSF1 Shane, who is right ahead of us, has disconnected from the session. And that means the AI has taken over and is going to be very slow through this next section. So we really have to get past very soon. Look at the gap behind, it's 1.5 seconds to my teammate. But look how slow the AI of Shane is. We tried to find a way past, but there's just no way. Now we're too far back to dive bomb the AI. So we have to go round the outside of this corner. It's a lovely move, although it is against 60 AI. So it was quite an easy move. As now we move on a couple of laps to lap 9. Look ahead. Braver Container and Breezy are fighting it out, and just another McLaren spawned out of nowhere. And that is Ethan. And he is lagging all over the place. Look at this McLaren ahead. It is unraceable for these guys ahead of us, and we're going to catch up to him at this rate because he's just very slow because of his bad connection. He's just all over the place and is unraceable. And as you can see, we've caught up to them. Maybe also because I had quite some decent pace, because we've caught up to Breezy and Braver Container. But Ethan is just in the way. Look, he goes wide and he just glitches back to the apex of the corner. And it's just unbelievable. And we are now very, very close to him. But as you can see, he just disappears into the braking zone. And luckily that was it. For us at least. I believe he disconnected or he left. I'm not sure. He has been summoned to do a connection test for the committee. But anyways, we move on to now lap 11. And we are very close to Brave Container and Breezy. And we've actually caught up so much that we are now in the DRS zone. Because these two were battling very, very hard. Our teammate also behind us in the DRS zone. So we are doing very, very well as a team. But now we are looking to make a move on either of these two. Although they are battling very, very heavily. So I'm not trying to get too involved. I just want to get past and drive away again. And I just don't think I can manage that. So for now, we're just going to stick behind, not waste too much of our ERS. As these two are just battling it out very, very heavily, you know. Wheel banging contact and Breezy is round. And we pick up another warning. But Breezy has lost the rear as Fruit Boy actually retires from the session in the pits. That's our championship contender out of this race. But Breezy is gone as well. And that leaves us with just Braver Container now. So on to lap 14. He doesn't have DRS anymore. But obviously we do. So we are now in prime position to overtake the McLaren. So here we go now. We are very close behind. DRS wide open going into turn 1. Are we close enough to make a move? Yes, we are. We move to the inside. Braver sticks to the outside. Going into turn 1. We dive up the inside and we make the move. Very easy move. But there's another DRS zone coming up. And that means Brave Container has the chance to re-overtake us. And I think we're just going to let him. We're not going to fight it too much. Because at this point I realized I only want to be ahead when the rain hits. I've been asking Jeff for the weather report. And I think we're going to do it again in just a little bit. But I just wanted to be ahead when the rain hits. So there was no point in overtaking him and being re-overtaken up until that point. So for the next few laps we're just going to stick behind and overtake when the rain hits. So as you can see, we are close enough to try and make a move, but we deactivate the DRS before the corner even comes up. And we just stick behind. And once again, onto the next DRS straight. We are not going to attempt to make a move. We're just going to stay very close to him, let him know that we are there. And just wait for Jeff to tell us it's going to start raining in a bit. And then we strike and make our move. But for now, we just have to keep behind. And as we now move on to lap 16, our teammate is quite close behind. And I was thinking, maybe we can try something together. Get past this McLaren together. Do it for the team. So I let him past. See what he was going to do. And he dives it up the inside. Quite late. Braver leaves the room. Respectful racing. We set ourselves up for an amazing exit. These two bang wheels. Braver Container is wide. and we move up the inside as well, and Pazuzu now giving us a slipstream. Braver has no DRS, and we both get past the McLaren driver, and that was just executed perfectly. Our teammate did an amazing dive bomb, very clean though on Braver Container. We get past the McLaren driver together, but now we have a problem, because it's going to start raining soon, and we are the second Red Bull car on track, meaning we don't get priority to pit. So as the rain hits, that was something I had to resolve very quickly. So going into turn 1, we are not close enough to make a move, but we are close enough to try and make a move onto the second DRS straight. And I know it's very hard for our teammate because he did an amazing job overtaking the McLaren, but I want to do this for my own race. So going into turn 4, we are close enough and we are going to make the move up the inside. He didn't make it too difficult, but we move up the inside, and that was crucial for the pit stop. Because on that same lap, we are going to box for intermediate tires, and unfortunately Pazuzu has to stay out, and we actually speed into the pit lane. A big mistake there, because of the track. It was so damp, so little grip, and I was not the only one to speed in the pit lane luckily, but still a big mistake. And we now exit the pit lane, and it is definitely the right moment for intermediates, and I think we timed that perfectly. Unfortunately though, Pazuzu had to stay out, and he will drop back behind Braver Container once again. So you could say we did all that work for nothing, but I still think it was amazing teamwork. And now the leading pair has pitted as well, and Eagle has been held up a little bit because his teammate Steffi Weffy also came in on the same lap. So as they come out of the pits, where are they going to end up? They will be ahead of us, but how far ahead will they be? Eagle just on the pit exit there, and it's only 1.5 seconds. And before our pit stop, that gap was 8.5 seconds, so we've gained 7 seconds. But now I wanted to know how long this rain was going to last. But Jeff was just refusing to tell us how long it was going to last, so we don't know if this race is even going to dry up at the end, or if it's going to keep raining for the rest of the race. Anyways, we are very close to Eagle right now. The gap is only half a second, but it is not enough to make a move in either of the braking zones, because the DRS has obviously been disabled because of the weather, and we have to make a move perhaps in the middle sector or something. That's probably our only chance, because as you can see on the straights, we are just, even with ERS, we are not getting close enough to make a move going into the braking zone. So it has to be at a less expected place, perhaps in the middle sector. I guess that's our best bet, as I was faster through there, because as this proves, we're just not getting close enough on the straights, so we can't make a move in the braking zones. And that's just very frustrating, because I really thought that if we were able to get past Eagle, I would be able to make a 5-second gap to cover our penalty and get a second place on the podium. That would be amazing. But to do that, we would have to get past Eagle first, and he is fighting for the championship obviously. And with Fruit Boy out of this race, he obviously wants to score maximum points to get that gap even bigger and give him a bigger advantage going into the final 3 rounds. But we want to get past as well, and unfortunately we haven't been able to get past just yet. But unfortunately the rear steps out, and we're out of this race. I just can't believe it. We were looking so good, and now we're out. What an unfortunate end to our race, and there's no one else to blame but me. I was just a little bit too eager on the throttle, and we lost the rear coming out of that corner. And well, we touched the wall at such an angle that we've lost our tire and we're out of the race. And there's nothing else I can do about it now. Nonetheless, the laps I did drive, I had fun. So in that aspect, it was still a good race, but unfortunately, we couldn't finish it onto the podium. And that means that Braver Container has now been able to reduce the gap to only 1 point in the championship. Anyways guys, if you have enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like, drop a comment, keep up the support. I've been very thankful for you guys supporting this channel. Obviously don't forget to subscribe. I'm trying to reach 100 subscribers by the end of summer, and if we make that, I might have a little surprise. But for now, until then, bye bye.